All right, Black Box Radio. Listen, I'm super, 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 super excited because I'm in my Baltimore state. This is home. You know, I've been coming this whole Black Women History Month. I've been in South Carolina, so I'm now in
Mm.
Baltimore. I feel acclimated. I'm in the B more. I'm in the gritty. I'm in the hood, baby, and so, and so I'm loving. I'm loving to be home in the studio, and so and be in space for Black women. I can't
Mm.
even tell you how great that is. I mean, being a Black woman, I'm biased, but being in space for Black women and having a sister, be able to create sister circles with Black, it's just a plus. This is the plus right here. And so tonight, this is the Black Women History Month series. We are 8 in. We're actually, Tamika's actually 9, but we had to cancel 8. And she's coming on at the end of the week because of prior commitments that she didn't know about. So she's actually supposed to be 9 of 10, but she's 8 of 10. But she's listen, when you hear her story, you're gonna be like, she should have been 1 of 10. I'm happy to have her. I'm happy for Black Women History. March in the States is Women History Month. So that is something that's a national holiday for March. But at Black Box Radio, you know, we do everything Black and we black up everything. So this is Black Women History Month where we give Black women their flowers. We talk to Black women. We look and listen to Black women, and we want Black women to be seen.
Mm.
It's very
Mm, mm,
important.
mm.
A lot of times in this society, Black women aren't being seen. They have a lot of accolades, and they're doing things and creating and doing so much in society, but it's being overlooked and it's underpriced, underboard. Everything's under. So tonight is going to be over top. I'm trying to say tonight is over top. We're gonna delve in to Tamika's story. I'm gonna introduce you to her in a minute, but first I want to introduce myself. I'm Queen. I'm a host of Black Box Radio. We are a multimedia platform illustrating Black excellence. We platform Black people. We expose Black genius. And more than anything, we disseminate information. That's the most important thing: is disseminating information to our community, but also to other communities, making the Black experience humanizing it because so many times people talk about us and they're not us. So the process is us being able to talk about us, talking about us. That's authentic. That's what we do at Black Box Radio. We do it 6 to 9 times a month. I want you guys to like, share, subscribe. Let me say it again. Like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're trying to build it. We're trying to get to thousands subscribers by June. So please pull up, come through, hit that like button, share this joint, put down a comment, but make sure you subscribe. Come back. And we want to black up the algorithm. We need to have spaces that are authentically Black, that are not buffoonish, that we have very impactful information for the community. So that's what we're trying to do. And we need your help to do it. So again, like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel. So tonight, guys, we ain't got no more business. We're going to talk the real business, and that's Black women. Black Women History Month, as I said earlier, is just, I would say, a love letter to Black women. And to say that you are special, you are needed, and we see what you're going through, because I go through it every day. So I'm
Mm,
clear
mm,
with that
mm.
of a Black woman. I might not do it the way one Black woman is doing, but we all are kind of going through the same lived experience. And so,
Mhm.
yeah, so tonight, listen, y'all want to be healthy. You see her arms, you see them shoulders, they clean, baby. Y'all see that health and wellness. So we could not do this series without talking about health. Let me tell you something. Health is wealth. Without it, you
Mhm.
have nothing. I want you to know, without your health, you can be the richest man in the world. They die too. They get
Mhm.
sick too. So you see Muskie jumping around here, he can get sick too.
Mm.
Let me say, health is
Mhm.
wealth. And
Mhm.
so if you're not really looking at your health, your growth is at it's gonna be, it could be negative at any time. Because if your health breaks you down, all that growth goes away. So we're going to
Mhm.
talk about your health. We're going to talk about wellness, and she's got a term for what she does. I'm gonna let her say that. I'm not going to put that out there, but we're going to talk about health and wellness. This is the piece that I wanted to bring to you guys, and we got the amazing, a certified nutritionist, Tamekia Lewis. Say hi to the people.
Hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for having me. Hey, Queen, how's it going?
I am so happy to have you. I mean, I'm so excited. I want to shout out my day one co. That's your
Hey,
sister-in-law.
Co.
Yeah,
Yes, that's my sister in love.
she,
Yes.
your sister-in-law. She told me about you, and she was just raving. She was like, "You got to see her website. You got to." She's this, and the things she's done for my brother, and da 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 da. I said, "Oh my God, who is the lady?" So I
Oh,
went on.
goodness.
Yeah, I went on the website, and I said, "Oh, I've never heard of Sea Wellness." I'm gonna let you say it. And I was like, "What
Hmm.
is this?" And I said, "So kind of tell us what you do, and tell them
Hmm.
why I was so enamored with what you're doing, and how you coined
Hmm.
this term, and how you're helping your community." So talk to about
Okay.
a minute.
Sure. I'm a certified nutritionist, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm currently studying to be a transformational specialist as well, which involves behavioral coaching
Ooh,
for my continuing education credits as well.
oh,
I've been practicing herbalism for over a decade now, yoga, strength training, and
ooh,
I have been doing nutrition, as a practice since 2013, but I've
mm.
been interested and involved, and it has been evolving since my children were very young back in the 90s.
Oh, wow.
Hmm. And I help people to deal with metabolic conditions,
Mm-hmm.
obesity, and gut health issues, diabetes, heart disease, kidney issues, and things of that nature. I help
Yeah.
people to learn how to, through what I call culinary wellness. I teach them how to practice culinary wellness in the kitchen every single day so that they are making their medicine their food, understanding that your food is your medicine. And this
Mm.
is your gateway to making sure that you're relieving your joint pain, to making sure that you're relieving your blood pressure, so to make sure that you're managing your blood sugar, to making sure that you're eating enough plants in order to manage your gut health. And all of this also helps to manage your mental wellness as well.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
Um, Sweet spot right here, because we got to understand that everything's connected, and that
Absolutely.
your mental health is just important as your physical health, and
Hmm.
your social health. All those healths are important. But when you say metabolic, I love you said that, because it's diabetes. These are metabolic diseases that
Exactly.
if you eat well, and you
Hmm.
let the earth feed you, and you let, like she said, let food be your medicine, they go
Hmm.
away. They
Absolutely.
say, "Oh, my mother had it." That don't mean you have to have it. I promise you.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
so we have to break these mindsets that, yes, they're just genetic predisposition. You can be predisposed to something, but it doesn't mean you have to get it or have it.
Exactly. It's not inevitable.
Thank you.
Right.
It's
It's not inevitable. Hmm.
exactly. And so I love what you said, that you're teaching people, because it starts in what you put in your mouth.
Absolutely. And it's the hardest thing to really do. Food
Yeah.
addiction is a huge issue in our country today, all
Yes.
simply because of the hyperpalatable foods that we are consumed with at all times. Hyperpalatable foods are what? High ultra processed foods, such as all of the junk foods, the cookies and cakes and all of the things,
Hmm.
the hidden sugars and things that are supposed to be healthy, like our yogurts and whatnot. A lot of
Yes.
these things are marketed to us to be healthy, but that's mainly what they are. They're just marketing. And so, what we need to do is kind of just peel the onion a little bit and kind of strip it all back and take it back to the basics a bit and just relearn what whole foods actually look and taste like, and how to handle them and how to choose them in order to help yourself to be able to withstand all of the daily stress that causes, the inflammation, which is where disease begins.
Wow. Listen, you putting these big words on. After 8, you can't hyper palatable. I said, must be
Oh
good. It's 8 o'clock. But okay. You smart. I get it. I love that. So
no.
but you are so correct. I like that. Hyperpalatable. That's a beautiful word. Highly
Hmm.
processed foods and sugar. Sugar, the addiction
Absolutely.
to sugar in our society is scary. And we don't even know it. Our tongue has been trained that it's not a big
Hmm.
deal. And because other people come from other countries and say your bread is sweet, your food is
Hmm.
sweet, because they
Right.
don't have the same amount of sugar content in the food. That's why
Hmm.
that sad diet is just what it is. It's sad. And so
Hmm.
got to be very careful about traditionally eating and teaching
Mm-hmm.
the tongue. It has to be
Exactly.
it has to be retaught because listen, I'm
Mm-hmm.
this is transparent. I became a vegan.
Uh-huh.
Let me see. It's probably been 8 years now. And I
Okay.
stopped alcohol and meat
Mm-hmm.
same day.
Okay.
No more
Same
again.
day.
Never touched it
All
again.
right.
Right.
All right.
But let me tell you something. That chicken baby called me at night. I had to turn the phone off. That chicken baby, that bird baby.
It
That
was
bird
calling your name.
every night.
Oh
They wouldn't
no.
come get me every night.
Oh
And
no.
it took a while for me to train my
Right.
tongue and in my
Mm-hmm.
mindset too, because it's a
Mm-hmm.
mental, because
It
you
is.
think you're craving this thing that's really
Mm-hmm.
killing you. That bird,
Mm-hmm.
that bird that we're eating, it's not a bird.
Mm-hmm.
It's a chemically processed something.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even a bird.
Right.
And so,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
I had to realize that I was so addicted to that food.
Right.
Let's just
Mm-hmm.
we are addicted to the cakes, the pies,
Mm-hmm.
the cookies.
Mm-hmm.
We said, "Oh, I need something sweet." I hear it
Right.
all the time. You never need nothing sweet, but and if you do need it, you can juice. You can
Mm-hmm.
have the H3O2. You can get that
Mm-hmm.
sugar in fruits. So you can do
Mm-hmm.
things, and you can make things from dates, and you use different sugars, and you know
Exactly.
and things like that. So we got to find ways. So I know this is your lane. So kind of say
Mm-hmm.
the culinary wellness. How do people feel when you say that? Like you got to change how you eat. How do they feel about that?
Well, a lot of the time that's the tough, that is literally the toughest part.
Right.
We a lot more people are willing to go for a walk. It's easier to go for a walk than it is to literally change everything about your diet.
Mm,
Because we are, it's cultural. We're
it's
surrounded by
conditioned.
food every day. When we
Yeah.
go to work every day, there's going to be donuts, there's going to be muffins, there's going to be juices, and
Yeah.
there may be some fruit around and things of that nature. When
Mm-hmm.
you are trying to get home and get to the kids really quickly so that you can get them to basketball practice and things of that nature, now you need to feed them, so you're going to stop by and pick something up real quick,
Yep. Yep.
rather, those chicken nuggets and fries and things of that nature, rather
Mm-hmm.
than, it's around us. And so, and we're so incredibly busy, and we have been sold on a lot of the conveniences. And a
Yeah.
lot of these foods, what they do, they are literally formulated in a lab, where these things are meant to make you crave them. That's why
Yes.
you can't eat just one. That's the
Baby.
whole point of it, so that you will continue to come back and you do spend your honest money, and you do, and at the same time, risk your health. Okay.
Ooh,
Right. And so,
it's the truth. And a lot of times I
mhm,
tell people you don't know. I work in a lab that Burger King has a lab, McDonald's have
mhm,
a lab. They
mhm,
all they test food and they
mhm.
test ways to make you buy it more. And then they
Oh
have a
yeah.
test pool of people to eat it before they put it
Mhm.
out. So they have
Absolutely.
trials for food too. This is
Right.
big business. Mechanical food is big business.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
people think that, oh no, there's just no, they're doing this on a great. That's why every different restaurant is selling the same thing. Burger King,
Mhm.
McDonald's, and Wendy's, they sell the same product, just different.
Same thing.
And we all are
Exactly.
buying it. And so,
Mhm.
we got to look at that. The lab is where everything starts, from our chemicals for our
Mhm.
pills, for our food.
Right.
It is
Mhm.
it is blowing our bodies apart, just literally.
Right. And I will tell anyone that, I'm not going to tell you that you can't have a burger if you are someone who consumes meat, but I do
Yeah.
prefer that you go to the store and you get your grass fed, grass finished ground beef, the
Yep.
healthiest meat that you can find,
Put
or
for you.
ground bison, right?
Mhm.
And that way, if the animal is healthy, then it's eating the things that it's supposed to, then it's passing those nutrients on to you, and
Yep.
not those synthetic hormones and things of that nature. When cows are constantly eating grain and whatnot, that's not natural, you know. And
And how
so,
inflamed they are, because
exactly, and they're passing that inflammation on to you,
onto you.
right?
There you go.
Right. So I would never tell anyone not to have meat. I would tell them how, if there's a way to have it. You have
Yes.
to eat the healthiest meat possible. So in order to, control the inflammation, and
I,
that does involve adding a lot of different herbs and things like that to your burgers and to your meat and to all of your dishes, really, even your plant-based. Add
yeah.
tons of herbs all the time. And
Hmm.
what we do through culinary wellness is we teach people what actual herbs and certain food combinations help you to actually, let's say your issue is lower your blood sugar.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Hmm. That, and that's what it is. So someone can come to you. Well, okay. Well,
Hmm.
I want, I have high blood pressure.
Hmm.
Um, and to me, I would say high blood pressure and diabetes are married. Then they don't divorce.
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
when you find one, you're going.
And
Other ones
then
either
comes
come in,
kidney disease.
and
Yes.
then comes the breakdown, and then you're in end stage renal disease
There
because your
you
kidney
are.
broke down. But all of that's because of the
Hmm.
medicine that they're treating, blowing out kidneys, and for high blood pressure and for diabetes,
Exactly. Hmm.
metformin, lisinopril.
Hmm.
I'm naming them, baby.
Hmm.
So
Exactly.
those are problems, and most people are on those pills, unfortunately, and
Hmm.
they might not be compatible to your body. And so someone can come to you with a disease, and you can say, okay, we have a plan that's going to
Hmm.
be this. How do you go about curing that, or helping them benefit more from?
Okay, well, I don't cure anything. What I
Okay.
do is I help for people to understand based on a wellness assessment that we do. And we
Okay.
go through having a journal for about a week of what you actually eat before I do a real assessment of what to actually give you before I actually give you what I call a nutrition prescription. Okay,
Mhm.
where this is basically suggestions on different herbs and spices that you add to your food on a
Mhm.
daily basis, right? Different healthy fats that you should be using, the and what food you might need to stay away because there are some things such as potassium, too much potassium when you're dealing with renal health. We need to kind of manage that and add a little bit more parsley in there because it's very, very strong in terms of being a cleanser. Does that make sense?
Mhm. Mhm.
Good. Hmm.
So it sounds to me like you use whatever the earth is providing to
Absolutely.
to circumvent these issues that we're having because of the way we're eating. Hmm.
Yes. And my husband in 2020
Okay.
of 30 years, yes, he's my high school. I was still in high school when we started dating.
So nice. So nice. I love black love.
Uh-huh.
I
But
love
yes, he in 2020 suffered four strokes due
it.
to diagnosed and uncontrolled high blood pressure.
Mm.
He wasn't one to go to the doctor, just not trusting and all of the things. And he was very healthy. He was one that was very active at that time. I am a nutritionist, and he's my husband, so he's not always listening to everything I say. But at the same time, he still does live a relatively healthy lifestyle. And
Yes.
he was an avid cyclist and would ride 30 miles on a weekend, 100 miles on a weekend, just because, so being that there were no signs of any issues, there was nothing to really be concerned about, you know,
Okay.
in his mind and in our minds, I wanted him to go to the doctor and be checked up, but that's how sometimes our men decide they're going to be,
And they got
but
receipts. History hasn't been nice to them. I get it, but we got
no,
to,
not at
yeah,
all.
not.
Exactly. So yeah, there's a reason.
Mm-hmm.
But one day in June 2020, and this is at the height of COVID,
Yeah.
he was dealing with a severe headache. And we thought
Mm.
it was due to a migraine because of a dairy allergy. He has a dairy allergy. And we thought that maybe he had eaten something that might have had some sort of dairy in it that we weren't aware of.
Sure.
And but this one wasn't going away to the point where it worried me. And I finally was able to convince him to go to the doctor. And once we got there, they read we were in urgent care, and they took his readings, his vitals. His blood pressure was at 230 over, I think, 130 Two.
That's true. That's true.
Exactly. When normal is 120/80 and below.
Yes. Yes.
And
That's
so, of course, they sent us straight to the ER. Okay.
yes.
And this is where they found out that he had two strokes, one ischemic and one hemorrhagic. hmm And
Wow.
they were small. They're all small. All four of them are about the size of the tip of a ballpoint pen.
Okay.
Um, However, they do affect his cognitive function and some of his movement and things of that nature. So once we did have to stay in the hospital for about a week at that point so that they could figure out exactly what was going on. They
Mm.
found out that his blood vessels are very small, which was also contributing to um, this pressure, and probably it was what caused these strokes. But the blood pressure issue runs in the family.
Yeah.
And right. And we just weren't being as mindful as we needed to be, being that we live more of a healthy lifestyle. We did not know our numbers, which is
Yeah.
so incredibly important, everyone. If you walk away with anything, if you walk away with nothing today, please walk away with that.
No.
Know
Yeah.
your numbers. Okay. If you go to the doctor for nothing else, get your complete blood panel and know your numbers, all your vitals, so
Mm-hmm.
that you can understand what your body is doing. And that way, even if you decide to take it into your own hands, you at least understand what you're working with.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Okay. hmm
Yes. I agree with that. Know your
Right.
numbers. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so, anyway, we end up getting out of the hospital after about a week. This was during COVID, so luckily the hospital was open. The day after I took him to the emergency room, the
Mhm.
hospital was opening up visiting hours. So I was there every single day and watching and all of this. And so they weren't really sure that he was going to be able to walk. They did send us home with a walker. He refused the wheelchair. He just wasn't having it. And but we did go home with a walker, and we did have to, kind of revamp his protocol. We had to really look at his life and say, okay, now we need a real solid plan. If we plan on him having, being that this happened when he was in his, I think he was 46 at the
Ooh,
time, right? Very young.
young
Uh-huh.
man.
And we walked away with 8 medications, very hard medications for blood pressure and for
Wow.
seizures.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so, being that we were walking away with such heavy medications, I understood that for him to have to be on these medications for any long term, this was going to cause some level of, this could potentially cause a quality of life, or decline in his quality of life,
Yeah.
you know and
Yeah.
possibly ending up on dialysis after a while,
Hmm.
because of how heavy all of the medications
Yeah, the
were.
medication is. That's what we don't understand is the food gets you to the medication gets you to the disease a lot of times, unfortunately.
Well, 2 months after, it was 2 months after his initial visit to the hospital, we ended up having to go back to the hospital because he fell one morning, and we had started walking and things of that nature. He was able to get up and go to the restroom by himself. And so he
Okay.
had gotten up one morning and wanted to go into the restroom and literally fell into our closet. And so, and this is because he was having a reaction to his meds. He couldn't keep any of his medications down. And so I ended up having to take him back to the doctor. And so he only stayed for one night. But what they did find is that his medications at this point, because we had now been treating things, was a bit too, and this is only 2 months in, was a bit too strong. And on top of that, it was causing kidney decline. So now they had to give him a nephrologist.
There
Right.
we go. That's a kidney doctor, guys. Listen.
Yes, that's a kidney doctor, guys. Sorry
Yes.
about that.
Mm.
Right. So we continued along our culinary wellness journey, and following protocol, making sure that he's eating. He's definitely eating a few times a day, 5 times a day, simply because he needs to have nutrients. And these foods are going to be vitamins for him, and that's what I needed. I needed to give him foods and juices and things of that nature that were actually going to calm the inflammation in his body.
Yeah.
different blood pressure teas that were
Yep.
helping to manage it, making turmeric and ginger shots and things of that nature to help
Mhm.
manage it. And so we were able to eventually get him off of 8 medications, and now he's down to 5. And those are because he has to have them for seizures.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
That's
Right.
epileptic medicine. Okay.
Right. Hmm.
Okay. Wow.
Right. And he's also able, because of our protocol, he's able to get up and walk. And we go and we used to walk 10 miles a day prior to his health event. But now we could walk at least 3 every day. And they didn't even think he was going to walk. And that
Okay.
is the real power of taking control of your situation and
Hmm.
deciding that it's not the doctor that tells you what to do. The doctor is there to help keep you alive, but
That's
it's your job to live and to learn how to care for yourself so that you don't have to be so reliant on so many medications. And you don't always have to, and sometimes we can reduce the amount if we can't get you completely off of them, you
yes.
know? Right.
Yes.
We could at least reduce how much of it that you have to take. Just because you're practicing culinary wellness and making sure that you're drinking your teas every day, making
Mhm.
sure that you're taking your medicine, that is your medicine, making sure that you're eating your ginger over your broccoli every day, making sure that you're putting microgreens in your eggs if you eat eggs in the morning to help calm the inflammation there that eggs can cause at times, especially now that we all have to buy cheap eggs if we can find them at all.
I'm
you
telling you,
know?
they're so expensive. Well, you gotta slow down because you is just moving so fast,
Oh,
and
I'm
you,
sorry.
but you're amazing. You're so amazing. I want to kind of, because Black men health
Hmm.
is definitely a caveat, and
Absolutely.
because a lot of times Black men do not want to
Hmm.
go to the doctor, and I understand why. My father was one, and
Oh,
I understand.
yes. Hmm.
And but we have to, these strokes, and it can be just a minor stroke. They can debilitate you. Um,
Absolutely.
and so you need to know your numbers, like you said, but also you got to understand that the doctor is there as a function. We lay our
Hmm.
lives and give it to the doctor,
No,
and we
nope.
got to know the third killer in this country is medical doctors. They're the
Right.
third. That's what, and I'm not saying they're killers. I'm
No, they're
saying
not. No, they're
they're
not.
treating
No.
from a precedent. They're
I
treating,
understand where you're coming from.
yeah,
Hmm.
they're treating from a precedent. They're treating from notes. It's not what's particularly what's going on with you. They're listening to what you say, and then they go to a chemical, or they go to their knowledge base and treat you, and it might not work. It is just what it is. This is a treatment. It might work and it might not. And so we have
Medications. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no. Go ahead. Go ahead. You go.
Medications are meant to be temporary. They're supposed to
Yes.
be there for a short period of time to help you get through a period of time. This is
Yes.
where becomes your responsibility to become your own wellness advocate and
Yep.
decide, okay, I am going to take the time and put one foot in front of the other, and now I do have to meal prep right now. I
You've
do
got.
have to take time out of my day to pay
Yes.
attention, maybe on a Sunday afternoon, to put some meals together so that I am prepared every single day to treat myself and not have to rely on the conveniences that are just only contributing to the issues that got you here in the first place.
Exactly. This is you are talking. This is amazing because I juice in the morning. I just started like a month ago.
Hmm.
We made
Hmm.
my beets, and we do our
Hmm.
cucumbers, and we cut up.
Hmm.
And it's a process, guys. It is
It
not.
is.
It's not like you roll up in the grocery store, pick it up, and bring it home. You gotta juice. You gotta cut it up. You gotta put it in a juicer. You gotta
Yeah.
clean the juicer. It's a
Hmm.
process, but that
It
process
is.
will give me 10 more years than that Tropicana inside it. We got to watch the sugar content
We
and not
do.
concentrate. We got to watch that. We think we're drinking juice. You're drinking sugar, water, and some
Hmm.
chemicals. and
Exactly.
so,
That is exactly right.
so
Hmm.
we got to be careful. And the prep that we're doing is the prep to
Hmm.
give you more life. Prep your life.
Exactly. Hmm.
Prep your life. It takes more time, but I tell you, we go to a club, we fresh. We take time out. We lay our outfit out. We wash our body. We looking good.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
go somewhere and be cute, but we need to do the
Absolutely.
same thing for our food. We have to eat and drink better and be more responsible. And so a lot of that takes
Mm-hmm.
prep.
It
It's
does.
not easy. You know what I mean? It's not like
It
going in the
isn't.
store. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. No, it's not just like going to, fast food and things of that nature. But the
Yes.
thing that we have forgotten, that we have lost in our culture is the
Yeah.
connection that we have to food.
Mm-hmm.
And connecting with your food means, yes, you do need to take the cucumber and you do need to cut it up yourself sometimes and smell it and
Yeah.
understand what it looks like when it's fresh, when it's ripe, when it's ready to eat, when it isn't. You need to connect with your food so that you understand what kind of nutrients are going into your body. And it does mean that, yes, you're going to have to put an effort in. The problem with our society today is convenience. And yes, we are overstressed and we are overworked, most definitely. But there is a way, and this is a part of what I try to help people to do as well, to figure out how we can actually help one another, even in things, simple things like meal prep.
Yeah.
Maybe your girlfriend down the street can take care of doing the plants today, and you'll take care of doing the meats, and the other one down the way will take care of just doing the sauces. So it's not on everybody, and then all you guys just share,
Yep.
you know?
Yeah. Like
Right.
even make it a
Sometimes you
community
have to
thing.
pull in the community in order
Exactly.
to help. Right. And now you're all feeding your families healthy foods together.
Yes.
Right.
And you're teaching behavior to now the children. They're understanding
That,
this is
yes.
part of lifestyle. Lifestyle is not chicken nuggets and fries.
That's
Lifestyle
not
is
food.
that's not food, it's trash. I mean, be honest.
Right. Right.
Lifestyle is for you to understand what a fruit and a vegetable is, bring it in, cut it up, smell it, touch it, and eat it.
Right.
That is what life has to be.
Understand what real food tastes like.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. And
Don't
I'm
be
learning
deceived.
myself. I'm learning.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
understand also that these diseases, these metabolic diseases, don't just begin when you are 30. No, they
Right.
begin when you're 3. And the first time that, you start eating hyperpalatable foods, because yes, and I know that, a lot of people may not appreciate what I'm saying right now, but I've raised children, I have grandchildren, I understand, and I did the same thing, not knowing any better.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
But when you are feeding your little babies this hyperpalatable food, you're training them to crave it because this food is meant to be craved.
That's it. That is it.
And that's why
You
they
can't
don't
get it.
like vegetables. And that's why they won't eat anything else.
That's right.
Because there's nothing else that's going to compare to this crazy, hyperpalatable food, ultra
Ooh,
processed food. There's nothing that's going to compare to that.
it's
And so
nothing going to taste like it.
if we train them in the way that they should go from the very beginning
Mm-hmm.
and do our very best, and I know it's very hard because of peer pressure, you know, right, to
Mm-hmm.
not always give them, the cereals that they want and things of that nature, right? But if you can introduce them to what real watermelon tastes like, not a watermelon popsicle,
Right.
introduce them, right? Because kids do crave sugar. They
Yep.
love sugar. Breast milk is sweet because kids need energy
Yep.
and sugar is energy. And
Yep.
so they can eat lots of fruits and things of that nature. And
Yep.
if you give them those things and you try to do that within your community, well, then now you have a support system as well. And it's not so much pressure on you to when your child goes to, an event and you don't want them eating all the garbage that's there. Now, when they go to an event, this other mother as well is also trying to practice culinary wellness too.
Yes. 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 It can become a lifestyle, guys. It is not
Hmm.
easy. I mean, when I stopped eating meat, it was hard. And then there
Hmm.
was even restaurants. There wasn't a lot of places that you could go.
Hmm.
And that to me is even better for me because I don't eat out.
Hmm.
Because
Right.
it's not nothing for me to actually buy. And so,
Hmm.
certain places, but really the blessings to
Right.
sometimes is not to even have that to think about. And if I try, I get sick. So I don't want to
Hmm.
get sick.
Oh
So I'm not
yeah. Hmm.
it. And I
Hmm.
want you guys to know is if you stop eating meat and go back to
Hmm.
meat, you're gonna get sick. If you stop
Hmm.
eating vegetables and go back to vegetables, there's no sickness in that transition. You can stop
Hmm.
eating vegetables. You can go back to vegetables. You can eat 2 vegetables. You're gonna be fine. If you
Mhm.
stop eating
Mhm.
meat for a minute and your body has a chance to detox,
Mhm.
and you eat it, you're gonna be throwing up your guts. And I don't care what it
Mhm.
is. I've
Mhm.
done it.
Mhm.
It's happened. My mom has tried to trick me, and my body ejects it within 5 to 10 minutes. It's coming out.
Wow.
It's
Mhm.
not
Right.
playing. She
Mhm.
would
Mhm.
cook some meat and some beans and took the meat out
Mm.
and
Okay.
thought I wouldn't know.
Would you notice? Mm.
And when I ate it, I said, "This
No.
tastes too smokish," and I ate it.
Right.
Threw it,
Mhm.
threw it within 10 minutes. Within 10 minutes,
Mhm.
and so
Right.
I just know that the body even knows what trash is.
Mhm.
The body,
Oh, absolutely. If you listen to it and you allow it to actually be healthy, it will tell you when something isn't right. If
it
you
will
do start to eat whole foods more, then whenever you eat something, let's say something processed
process.
like a candy bar, or drink a soda after, like a regular soda, cola or something, it is
Yes.
something, it tastes so incredibly sweet to you because you have now what I call recalibrated your palate. And
Mm.
that's what we practice. We practice recalibrating your palate, helping you to get off of these hyperpalatable foods so that you can reduce your cravings. We help you reduce your cravings.
Oh, calibrate your palate. That's your tongue.
Hmm.
That thing, my
And
mom used
recalibrating your palate means that you do have to put something in its place.
to,
That's the secret. You can't just take things away, right? Because now that's the only thing that's going to be on your mind. That's human nature. No,
mm-hmm.
now we have to put something in its place. So when I'm taking someone off of, let's say, sugar, processed
Yes,
sugar, I'm
yes.
always encouraging them, even if they're trying to live in a more ketogenic way, as long as they don't have to go into some sort of surgery. And that's why they're on the ketogenic plan.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I always encourage them to grab a piece of fruit.
Mm-hmm.
And because if your body is telling you, I want something sweet, that's fine. But now you need to learn how to grab a piece of fruit and make that your go to. And we
Yep.
need to keep doing that several times. And you might have to do it about 10 times before you get it because you've been committing the sin of going to the cookies after dinner
It might be
since
20
you were
times.
3.
Got to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Understand how long you traditionally have eaten one way, and then it's just like
Hmm.
somebody taking something you've done all your life. Like say
Hmm.
you've been a Christian all your life, and then you get this husband that wants you to be a Muslim. It takes a minute.
Well, it's going to take a minute. Yeah.
It'll take a minute, and that's just how food is too. Your tongue is used to it. You are used
Hmm.
to it. But in the long run, it affects your body in a very negative way. And then you see these
Absolutely.
health anomalies show up. And you're like, what's happening to me? You're not
Hmm.
falling apart. You're eating your way to
Right.
death.
Hmm.
Let me talk
That's
to you.
real.
That's
Yes,
real.
you are.
You're eating
Right.
your way to death.
Hmm.
And because I think 90, I don't know, and tell me if I'm wrong, Tamekia. Like
Hmm.
90% of what I say 100%, but 90% of our health or our issues, even our skin, eczema, all of these things
All
we
of
talk,
it.
all of it is food.
Yes.
Eczema will go away if you eat right.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
And so we
Right.
saw he was born like, no, 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 no.
Hmm.
You,
Hmm.
you, you could change that. And so
That's
that's the
real.
thing. It's real. The earth, God gave us everything, and we're not using it. We're allowing other people to feed us who traditionally did not care for you. Do you think they're going to feed you well? Let's talk.
Hmm.
Let's,
Hmm.
let's talk about the same society that
Exactly.
mistreated you.
Hmm.
You say now, feed me and feed my
Uh-huh.
children and
Right.
educate me and educate my
Hmm.
children. When it
No.
just 30 years ago, you couldn't even do it. Didn't want you to even talk. It didn't want you to do anything.
Exactly.
Now you
Hmm.
eat from it willingly. Willingly.
Hmm.
You know how easy
Hmm.
we forget. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, exactly. And that's why I'm always trying to, that's why my message is always to be the advocate for your own health. Don't
Yeah.
depend on anybody else, no matter what their intentions may be, because you don't know what other people's intentions are, you know? They may not, they just may not understand you,
Yeah.
and they don't always live, they don't walk in your shoes every day. You know what your lifestyle is and you know what you're capable of handling, you know?
Mm,
And so you have to be the one that takes the lead and becomes the CEO of your own life and
mhm.
says, okay, yes, my wellness will become a priority, if not only for 6 to 12 weeks. I will make this everything. And trust me, by that time, it's such a habit, you don't want to quit.
You feel so good. Please, you
You
walk
don't
around.
want to quit.
You're not gonna
Right.
want to quit. Yeah.
Oh, let me tell you something. Nothing is more addictive than feeling healthy. When your joints don't hurt anymore, and I know I used to be 225 pounds, and I lost 87 pounds just by eating well. Right. Before I ever even started working out, I just was eating well. It was about maybe 2.5 months, and I had already lost 30 pounds.
Ah,
Then I started walking too, as well, because, my knees were bad. I was 225 pounds. I wasn't going to do anything but,
yeah.
eat well at that point. Right. And so, once your knees don't hurt anymore, once you can actually crawl around on the floor and, climb up on things if you need to, when you're, putting up curtains or, whatever you're doing.
Yeah, like you're
Or when you,
if you're agile,
yes,
you get this agility that
exactly.
you never had. You like, what is
Exactly.
this?
Just everyday life, your quality of life, you
Yep.
know?
Yep.
Right, exactly. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. And nothing feels better than being able to, move around and not groan every time you get up.
I'm telling. I am. I am. I'm a proponent of that. And I'm gonna say, like, fully transparent. I had major surgery, and when I woke up, I felt
Mm,
like $1 million. They had cut me and everything, but I felt like
okay.
$1 million because I've been sick for so long.
Okay.
That's the
Okay.
same thing that
Hmm.
happens when you change your diet and you
Oh,
start.
yes.
And let
Hmm.
me what you need to do. Let me talk to you. You need to poop. I'm gonna be honest. You need to get
Come
this.
on now.
Let's
Say
talk about
that.
it. You need to get some of this
All right,
shit
let's talk about
out
it.
of you. You need to get some of this shit out of you. I'm real talk. We are full of because real talk, because the gut is the brain, baby. Your brain is here, but the gut is the
Yes,
body's
it
brain,
is.
and
Oh,
it's full of.
absolutely.
And most of our gut is a trash dump. And we
Hmm.
wonder why our breath stink. And we wonder why teeth are rickety. Your teeth are
All
rickety because
that.
you're eating trash.
Hmm.
All of that
Right.
with I promise you, it's
Oh,
happening now.
absolutely.
It's
That is
like
real.
it is real. This food that we're taking apart, like just think about. I don't even chew gum because there's sugar in gum. I don't want to ruin my
Uh
teeth.
huh.
Like,
Yep.
just that small amount of stuff because we don't know what we're doing with to our own selves willingly. We're paying for
Right.
this because we like it. But listen,
Exactly. But
yeah.
it causes us to, when it's convenient like that, it causes you to eat mindlessly. And
Mm,
that's not what we do. What we do is we need to make sure that we are mindfully eating.
yes.
We have
That's
to pay attention to the things that we are putting in our bodies, because you know what? We have to get up and be able to live to fight another day,
hmm
you know? And Twinkies don't do that, doesn't help with that. You know what
Amen.
I mean?
The name is
Hmm.
wrong right there. Twinkie. Stop eating something. If it say Twinkie, you're not supposed to eat it. Let's talk about that.
I know
I'll eat
that's
that today.
right.
Go get me a Twinkie. That ain't no food. You ever see a
Yeah.
fruit? Ain't no fruit out here. They got one. They're real simple. Ain't no Twinkie fruit. So listen, I don't want nothing. So we got the chat in here. They talking to you, sis. So let's talk. She said, Ash,
Oh,
our
okay.
good. This is nice. Ask our good sister if she's available this weekend, March 29th. We have a health and wellness event. Wow.
Oh,
We would love her
wow.
to address the audience. Look at that.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
Monica
Oh,
Cruz
sure. I would love to get in contact and chat a little more. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm going to give you her information. Monica,
Please
I'm going to give you
do.
your number too. So I'm going to give her your number so y'all can just
Awesome.
talk. And she said, I'm just
Okay.
tuning in, loving the conversation. I think Ja heard about you, what you're saying about your partner. He said, thank the creator. He has discipline in you and you for your life partner, which
Oh,
is
my
beautiful.
goodness.
My goodness.
Thank you. Thank
Monica
you.
said, medications are derived from natural herbs the earth produced. For every medication, there's a herb, fruit, or vegetable to help you. That's true.
Exactly.
They go
Say
from
that,
natural
sister.
and they make it synthetic. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Monica hit
Exactly. She's
me.
so right. Yes.
She's so right. She said,
Hmm.
plus, just like you mentioned, hospitals and doctors kill more people a year than we can imagine. This is why I
Hmm.
have millions of dollars in malpractice insurance. That's the truth.
There you
That is
go.
all that's the truth. And then she said, thank
Exactly.
you so much. So she's so happy.
Thank you.
She's gonna lose that kind of weight too. So Monica, you got to talk to the good sister because you see them shoulders. Them shoulders is petite and fine, baby. Mm.
Oh goodness.
You better get you some of this. You better get some of this cultural, what you call it, culinary wellness. I'm gonna
Culinary wellness.
get me some too. Get these shoulders tighter.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, we gotta do that. I even said once I go back down south, I'm gonna start walking. I'm gonna
Yes.
shoot more, and I
Yes.
want to be raw in 10 years. That's my goal.
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can do it because I don't even like salad, but it's changing my palate. That's the thing. I've been
Yeah, you
eating.
can do it.
I can do it. So I'm going to teach.
Mm-hmm.
I got about 10 years. So I really want to be raw because I know that's the best
Okay.
way to eat. And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that is the best way.
Right.
I really
Mm-hmm.
want as raw as possible. Maybe once in a
Right.
while I treat myself, but really raw.
Uh-huh.
And then once you start going raw, you don't want cooked food. People don't understand. You don't even want it.
Right.
Like I
Right.
can
Exactly.
around me and bacon and smells, but I don't want it.
No.
Your
Mm-hmm.
body is like, I don't want that no more. And
Right.
so, but you got to put yourself in that space. You
You
definitely got to.
really do. Yeah,
Yeah,
you do have to put yourself in that space. That's real.
that's
Mm-hmm.
real. That's
Mm-hmm.
real. So your clients, do you do yoga with them, or is this just like a service for appetite? Well, you never said the name of your business, so let's talk a
Oh,
little.
I'm sorry. Yes, it is
Just say
called
the name of your
Appetite for
business.
Change.
Yep.
Appetite for Change, the number four, Appetite for Change.
Okay.
The four is based on four pillars that are the foundation of appetite. And the first pillar is to clear. The next is the first pillar is to clear. The next, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, it's declare. I can hear you.
Yes, to clear. Uh-huh.
Okay.
um, to um, to clean, to calm, and to continue. And so that's what we do is we go through these steps through appetite for change in order to create a space of wellness in your life and in your home. hmm yes, and so with my clients, I do virtual sessions, and I also do in-home sessions. I have a private gym in my home right now, and I have just started taking in clients for yoga and strength training and time under tension strength training as well.
But you're not in this Baltimore. That's the problem.
But I do virtual appointments as well. We do group appointments. We do, yes, uh-huh. And we also do, and I also do cooking demonstrations in order to teach you how to cook those things, such as the juice shots and things of that nature, based on whatever your condition might be.
Hmm. So you can do a
hmm
demonstration like at a diabetic event or
Absolutely.
very nice. Because your picture had that knife. I said, what is she cooking?
That's Delilah.
Delilah is a bad girl. Y'all got to look at the flyer. Delilah, see Delilah.
Uh,
That's a
I use Delilah when I have big jobs, and I usually use her baby sister, who's a smaller version of her. I call her Baby D.
Delilah and Baby D. I love that.
Yes, that's my everyday knife.
I love that. That knife is serious. I saw. I said,
I
"Ooh,
love a good blade.
yeah, that blade is serious. That's a blade you
Uh
don't play with somebody when they got that in hand. No,
huh.
you don't play with nobody. So you do
Uh
these
huh.
presentations like what Monica wants you to do. You can come out and speak
Yes,
to.
absolutely. Yes, if you just reach out to me, absolutely. We go out and we do health fairs and things of that nature. We just did one yesterday for chronic kidney disease with my sister Ko Young
Mhm.
and the foundation that she's with right now, Kidney Awareness for
Yes.
Kidney Awareness. And yes, we're going to be continuing to do that. And people do ask us all the time to come out and do different health fairs. So yes, we do that.
Okay.
We also do in-home presentations as well, where we
Mm,
can come to your home and do a cooking demonstration, help you with figuring out how to create a space of wellness in your home as well, even down to making a small space for you to practice movement, whether that be light stretching, whether that be a bit of resistance training, whether it be some aerobics, whatever it might be. Okay. We help you to do those things, and we give you a couple of cooking lessons and things of that nature to help you to learn how to cook the things for your family as well that help you to stay well.
I love it. I love it.
hmm
I love cooking. I'm just thinking in my head, like when in the studio, you're gonna have to come one time and be in studio with me.
I
and
got you.
we do some cooking, and
I would
because
love that.
yeah, we do some cooking and the people see that and they can interact. I think that that's
Hmm.
gonna fly. We're gonna do something like that. We're gonna plan
I
that out.
love that. We can do something raw.
Yeah, do that. See, you are jumping. See how you do? You jumping. You don't tell me. I'll
Oh,
never tell you
I
nothing.
listen. I listen.
You sure do. You sure do. But I like this because the thing about when you said community cooking or community, do it with your
Hmm.
community, what you're
Hmm.
saying, you can come in and you can have all my girlfriends, boyfriends, and we can learn and
Yes.
be together and then
Yes.
go home, have the same tools. We saw the
Yep.
same presentation, and then we can
Hmm.
hold each other accountable. Because sometimes you need somebody
Exactly.
to talk you away from the
Oh,
pound cake.
yes.
Like I need a
That's
pound
it.
cake. You pound me out the pound cake. You know, you need somebody to say, no pound cake tonight.
I know, right? Exactly. And on top of that, I just want you to know dessert is a real thing. And yes, we do teach you how to make healthier versions of desserts and things like that too.
Oh,
Because you know what? We love to have a cookout, don't we? Right.
don't we?
Things of that
Don't
nature.
we?
So
Don't
even when, right. And so even when we are getting together and we are having our traditional foods, there are ways to help to make those things a little bit healthier
mm,
just by swapping out certain ingredients.
exactly. Exactly. The
Right.
sugar,
And
you
so,
can put some
yes,
natural sugar in there,
hmm,
dates, you can do that.
absolutely.
My juice, I
Hmm.
put dates in there. I don't put
Yep.
all my guave, so
Yes. Hmm.
it's ways around because everything
Absolutely.
it makes something natural, just like the sister
Hmm.
said. So
Hmm.
yeah, listen, love it, love it, love it. And so for you, this culinary wellness kind of changed your life. I can
It
hear that
did.
when you lose 80 something pounds. I mean, that's like
Hmm.
another. So you
Hmm.
immediately felt better.
Yes. I definitely immediately felt better.
Wow.
Um, the way I was dealing with depression
Mm,
coming from childhood. I dealt with childhood sexual trauma.
wow.
And from there, after being through several counselors and things of that nature, therapists and whatnot, I definitely did everything to try to help myself in order to, heal and whatnot. But I was diagnosed with PTSD
Oh wow.
and severe depression.
Wow.
And mhm. and so it changes you.
Yeah.
It changes how you process information. It
Yeah.
changes how you process who you are. It
Yes.
changes you. And so I'm going through my life, and yeah, I'm having my children, and the stress of life just kind of starts to creep up on you, and all that kind of thing. And now I'm in a position where I'm not taking as good care of myself because I'm having these night terrors due to these night terrors, these bad dreams and things like that due to the childhood trauma. And
Yep.
I hadn't really, they had never really been affecting me in that same way before. But stress triggers it. And now
Yeah.
I'm raising my children. And so there's a different level of stress. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I'm married, and, we're all just trying to figure it out. And, that's happening. And so I became a very severe alcoholic.
Mm.
Something that was just, you know, on the weekends or every now and again or whatever, like people do, you have a drink at dinner or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
became a way for me to go to sleep at night
What?
because I couldn't sleep at all, so that I could just be knocked out.
Yeah, it would knock you
Um,
out.
mhm, yeah. So it began very innocently.
Mhm.
you know?
That's how it all begins, unfortunately.
Exactly.
It all begins innocent and then
Right.
becomes out of control. Yeah.
Exactly. And and my drink of choice was wine, which is nothing but sugar.
Yes.
And so I go from, I'm 5'6", so I go from a normal weight of 130 or so, 140 pounds or so, up to 225 because I'm basically just pouring sugar into my veins constantly all the
Hmm.
time.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
When is normal 5'6", 130? We African over here. We thicken the waist and take up space. 130. You better sit back with little shoulders. I gotta talk to the black girls. We're not no 5'6". I'm 5'6". Okay, go ahead.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
But anyway.
We black women. That's little. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh goodness. Anyway. Yes. Mm-hmm.
I'm tired.
Let's see. But anyway,
you hurt my feelings.
I'm sorry.
You said the normal 5'6", 130. I'm like, who's normal?
Right. But so anyway, I ended up becoming, like I said, an alcoholic. And on top of that, I'm dealing with this obesity thing, 225 pounds. And on top of that, I'm also anorexic and I'm also bulimic at the same time.
At 225, you can be anorexic?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Oh, yes, you can. No, yeah, anorexics aren't always thin.
Yeah, they always think of anorexia as very thin. Really?
No, you can get there. You can get to that point, but no, not everybody is thin. Mm-hmm. Right. Wow. Right. And so I have all of this going on at the same time simply because I can't stop dreaming. Right. But something, it changed my life because my one of my children came to me and and what they said to me was, Mom, I love you and I miss you, and is this all you ever want me to know of you? Is this all you ever want me to see? And all it really took in that moment was for me to understand how important that I was actually important to someone, because the depression plays very scary tricks on you and tells you that you don't matter, that nothing matters, that, you are a burden, that nobody really cares that you're there, and when I understood that my children, you think that you know that, right? No. No, not when you're in depression. Depression is very selfish. You are very self-obsessed. You know what I mean? And nobody wants you around. Nobody cares that you're there. And I'm just a burden. I'm just a problem for everybody. Right. It's a very self-involved disease, Right. And so when I heard my child,
you know what I'm saying? When people don't have depression, like I don't, we said, well, just get over it, just move on. But it doesn't work like that,
It doesn't.
Wow.
Right. Unfortunately, it doesn't. And it's the hardest thing because, you want to get up, but you can't. You can't change. There's something wrong. But there was something that changed in me that day, because I think that that's the thing that I needed. There needed to be something that gave me purpose. I needed to feel like I was necessary again. Because when you are abused as a child, there's a message being sent to you, especially if the people around you don't necessarily understand how to care for you now, Right. And so if it goes, and in our communities, a lot of time we just rather not talk about it. Yeah. And so now this person who this has happened to now has to go through life and now deal with this. This child has to deal with this and develop with this. And so developing depression is something that a lot of my sisters do, brothers too, but a lot of our sisters do, who go through this very thing. And we do end up in my very position where we are now secretly eating in our cars. Right. Secretly eating in our cars because it just makes you feel better, or eating out at night, or going to the refrigerator at night and things of that nature.
She calling me
I needed to.
Wait a minute. This is not a therapy session. People in therapy.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're supposed to be having more fun than that,
Yeah, people in therapy. But for real, when you look at your behaviors and you
right?
wonder
Uh-huh.
why am I eating? I'm not really hungry. This
Right.
this impulse to eat, this
Hmm.
impulse to eat sweets. Even and
Yes.
everything we do is around food. Oh, let's go and have a drink.
Everything.
Let's
Hmm.
go. When we meet our family,
Hmm.
let's all go out to eat. It's always around food and drink, and
Hmm.
so food is so present in our lives.
It is. Hmm.
And even when you come home, you bring a plate, you bring something home when you're at the party and there's food, you
You
bring a
do.
plate, and then you
Hmm.
eat the plate. You just never stop, never stop eating.
Right.
And so when
Exactly.
you say like eating in the car or
Right.
refrigerator at night, we all do it.
We do. Hmm. Some of us do it a little bit
Too much.
chronically than others.
Yes.
Right. But yeah, we all do it. Hmm.
Mm,
Most definitely.
most definitely.
Hmm.
Behaviors. But and I always say behaviors come is a trigger from something. So if
Hmm.
you see our kids they're doing bad behavior, something happened. Something is
Exactly.
if you see a
Exactly.
bunch of kids in the same neighborhood, something's going on in that neighborhood. There's
Hmm.
a lack of resources, there's a lack of parents, there's a lack of something.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
behavior is when you see these behaviors, people have issues. And
Right.
this mental health is big right now. I mean, people
It
going,
really is. People
yeah,
are going through it all the time. And I'm so that's why I'm so grateful for platforms like this one and others that really do care about bringing this type of information to
yeah,
people to so that we can understand that it's okay for us to reach out for help and to be okay. It's all right to want to feel better. It's okay to want to take control. You don't have to just take whatever's coming. You can take control of your life. You can take control of your health. I'm very grateful for platforms like this one.
well, thank you. And that's true. I like what you said. You are the orchestrator of your life. Like,
Hmm.
you know, if I gotta lose 20 pounds, I gotta lose these 20 pounds.
You have
And
to accept that.
and I
Yes.
have to accept that. That's my discipline. I have to be
Hmm.
disciplined. I gotta walk away and I have to treat myself well. A lot of times I look at myself too, Tamekia, it's like I'm talking all this talk, but I gotta walk the walk too. You know,
Yes, absolutely.
bringing information to people. I went to a doctor. He was telling me that I was out of the BMI, which was done started in the 1970s on white men. So he gonna tell me these black hips, baby, taking away. I was a white man in the 1970s and telling me that
Mhm.
I should be in this chart. Not that
Right.
I just have a problem with that chart. And then he was
Yes.
like, yeah, but who
A lot
told
of
you
us do have a problem with that chart.
you had a problem with that chart? And then I look at him and I'm like, but what about your belly? So you
Yes.
telling me about my BMI, but what about your
Hmm.
BELLY? And
Right.
so, so
Hmm.
even when
That part.
you're telling me about your with how I should be, but then it's
Hmm.
hard to take some type of advice from somebody who got a belly bigger than mine.
Exactly. Telling you
So
you got to cut your carbs.
that's right. I can't be out here bringing you on, and then I go upstairs. I got my Spanx and everything
Right.
to hold some of this stuff down when I walk. So it's
We
about
all just need to smooth it out some every now and again. It's all
I
good.
gotta smooth these dimples out now. But I'm just saying, we really part of it is working out,
Yes.
and
Hmm.
eating right and putting
Right.
yourself in a position to look good naturally because you can.
Well, looking good is a byproduct of taking care of yourself. That's going to happen. Just know that you don't need to focus on that part. What I need for you to do is focus on the fact that it doesn't even take a whole ton of exercise to get in shape. I run a
Mm,
campaign called Walking for Wellness. And that means walking for wellness is literally about 20 minutes a day. That is literally walking 10 minutes away from your house and then walking that 10 minutes back. And now you're done. If you're doing that, then you're getting your circulation going, you're getting your blood flowing. And of course, there are other things that you can do. But if this is all you have time for, this is all you need. That's all you got. That's all you need.
I love that. I mean, 10 minutes. You said just
Right.
10 minutes.
10 minute
Like,
walk away, 20 minutes a day. Right. It's 20 minutes a day total, but you're
Yeah.
literally just walking away. Just to simplify it, just think of it this way. You're walking away, set your timer, and walk away from the house for 10 minutes. When your timer goes off, turn around and go home. And
That's
now
so
you're done.
it's
20
gonna be
minutes.
30 minutes. It's gonna be it's you're gonna feel better and you're gonna go
You're
longer.
going to feel so much better because
Yeah.
you're going to be exercising your heart. You're going to get your circulation going, and
Yeah.
your body is going to even your bowels will start to even work better. Your gut will start to work better. Exactly, because you're actually moving and you're working your organs on the inside as well. You're getting it's like getting an organ massage when you're out there stretching, and you're wringing your organs out when you're stretching and when you're walking and when you're moving. And that's what we need to be
You
doing.
said like ringing your organs, like giving your organs.
Hmm.
Wow.
Hmm. That's
Your
what
organs
yoga really is. It's about
need to
wringing your
stretch.
organs out,
Yeah.
detoxifying,
Wow.
stretching,
Stretching
circulation, flow.
and breathing. Listen,
Exactly.
I did yoga. I didn't know the breath was so powerful. But you'll know
Oh
about
my goodness.
breathe. I know that. Let you
Hmm.
can't breathe for 3 seconds. You will know
Come
about the
on
breath.
now.
It is
Come on.
very, but you don't know that the way you breathe is a way. It's an exercise.
Hmm.
It has power. Your breath is
Exactly.
powerful. And I took
Hmm.
yoga, and she had me breathing. Everything was hurt. My toenails was hurt. I couldn't believe I was hurting so bad from yoga.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't.
Hmm.
I was hurting, and people say,
Oh
"Oh, that's
yeah.
for punks." Nah,
Oh no, it isn't. Oh,
ain't no,
yoga is not light work.
nothing.
No, it is not.
It is not, and it gives you the ability to stretch your body, and that's a beautiful in ways that you never
Right.
thought.
And stability, it helps you to maintain stability, improve your stability and maintain core health and all of
Yep,
that, core strength. Hmm.
yep, I love that.
Hmm.
Hotel
Right.
California, I ordered my supplements. Good evening, Queens. Oh, she done ordered some supplements. Well,
Uh-oh.
you must have got supplements on your website. I don't know.
Oh, I have spices and my books and things of that nature. So she may have ordered some spice blends. Hmm. Yes,
Yeah.
I have spice blends that I use that I'm promoting right now that do help with blood sugar health. There's one for gut health. There's one for your heart health, and there's one for your renal wellness as well.
Oh
Hmm.
wow.
So if you
And
go
so
to my website, appetite 4 change, the number 4.com, and go under shop, that's where you can find it.
let me write that in the chat.
Hmm.
Oh my goodness. So you are crafting your own like supplements and things,
Spices.
spices. Really?
Right. Hmm.
That's smart. That is smart.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yes. And they coincide with what a program that I run called the Culinary Wellness Concept. This is where I do teach about, there's a protocol, like I said, to help you if you have diabetes or you're dealing with blood sugar issues, where it's called Balance and Burn, where we teach you how to eat foods and cook foods that help you to balance your blood sugar and burn fat. That's more of our weight loss focus. Hmm. Then we also have one for your renal health, which helps you to improve to helps you to detoxify and learn about the different foods that help you for your renal health. We have one for heart health and gut health as well.
Yeah, I tell you, the gut is your brain. You gotta get that gut right. And
Absolutely.
you get her right, all of these little anomalies you have, these skin problems, all that go away, babe. The gut
That's
is everything.
very real. That's very real. Yes.
She
Hmm.
said she got the
Hmm.
clay and husk cleanse. Is that yours?
Oh, that she's on my, she's probably, I think she's on my website. She
Yeah,
got the
she got.
recipe for the clay and husk cleanse. Yes. The bentonite clay is one, that's bentonite clay and psyllium husk.
Oh,
Hmm. This is one that helps with your gut health. And the bentonite clay is a very powerful detoxifier. It helps to detoxify all of your organs. And but I want to warn you that if you do it, make sure that if you are on medications, that you don't take this clay for 2 hours. You have to take the clay 2 hours prior to medications or after, or it'll make it so that your medications won't work.
it's a cleanser, babe.
Hmm.
It
It's
clean
a
up.
very powerful detoxifier. Yes.
Can you give that to an 80-year-old?
You can, but you, like I said, you need to be careful and be mindful of medications. If
She's
there's
on.
something that they need, if they need to be on medications 24 hours a day, I would advise against it. I would say just do the psyllium. do a psyllium cleanse rather than the psyllium and the bentonite clay,
Okay.
because the psyllium is more mild. It does it in a different way than the bentonite clay.
So I
Hmm.
probably could do the bentonite. Yeah,
You could
and
do it. Hmm.
I could do it. Yeah, but actually, my mom, she doesn't have any. She's not on meds. She don't have any
Oh,
meds.
okay. Okay,
Yeah,
then yeah. Oh, yeah. She could absolutely do it. Hmm.
yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, so
It
maybe
helps to really cleanse your gut and your digestive tract and your intestines. And I mean, you're going to feel lighter. You will feel the difference in your body.
I'm gonna have to check that
After
out
about
because
after about 3 days, that's when you really start to notice a difference. You can try it at night. Take it at night before you go to bed, so that um, in the morning you're ready to handle
poop.
it.
You ready to sit on
Get
the
up,
toilet?
get up in the morning, have a nice hot cup of lemon water. Right,
Mm.
make it happen.
And and go sit on the toilet. And I
There you
mean,
go.
that's beautiful. And then people, because there's a lot of people who's spitting up mucus. That's information.
Yes,
And you got to spit in your throat all
say
the time.
that, sister.
Because
Yes.
that's people say, oh no, that's just cold. No, that's mucus, and it's a built
Hmm.
up of your mucosal layer because it's inflamed, and
There
that's
you
the
go.
mucus has to come out. And so, and I
Hmm.
tell my mom, it's the way you're eating. The reason why you have so much mucus in your mouth a lot is because you
Hmm.
eat these meats, and your
Hmm.
mucosal layer inside is inflamed. You
Hmm.
know, and
Hmm.
so I want folks to know that if you eat right, you won't spit a lot. Neither.
Right. It could be anything else. It could be something else in her diet as well. It depends.
But
It
it's
could be the
diet.
meat.
But
It could
it's
be
diet.
the meat, but it is diet. Yeah,
I'm just
more
saying it's
likely
diet.
than not, it's diet.
It's,
Yes.
it's
Hmm.
more likely than not it's meat, the amount of rice, all the
Oh
stuff.
yes.
Yes, all
Hmm.
it's all of that. It is the combination of all of that stuff. And
Yes,
so
absolutely.
and that's all of us. We're all eating it. Pasta, you
Hmm.
know, we love
Right.
that stuff. Yeah, we love
Well,
and
you have
so
to do switch outs, and I'm not going to tell you you can't have pasta, but there's a way to eat it. You have
okay.
to go get whole grain, not
Hmm.
whole wheat, whole grain.
I don't want that. They don't
See,
like, yeah, I don't want that
I
black rice.
know
You need some wild black rice.
exactly.
No, you don't eat, that's black
I
rice.
know, and that's the thing. You said what?
That's black rice, and it's hard.
You're not going to eat black rice either?
No, that's what I'm saying. People won't eat it, but it's good for you. You
Oh,
want to
it's
eat right,
absolutely good for you. Yes, absolutely. And
eat
that's the
black
whole thing.
rice.
Black rice is the most nutrient dense rice in the world.
And that's what I'm saying.
Right.
But people will say, "Oh, it's too tough," because it's not
Hmm.
enriched.
Right. And that's
It's
the whole thing. We've gotten away from understanding what real food tastes like because we want stripped down, fluffy white rice rather than having to literally chew it. We're very used to baby food. Our food has been dumbed down for us.
Ooh.
And our bodies are built to actually have to work and process things. And yes, that's what it is.
Yeah, it
Our
is a
bodies are made of the same thing as the plants.
it's a
Our
processor.
bodies are made. Right.
Yeah.
And so it
Hmm.
needs to work and process the information so that it could feed itself and keep itself well. But we're constantly eating things that have been stripped of nutrients that our bodies are able to digest way too quickly. Right. And so that's why we end up with so much metabolic disease.
And
Hmm.
sometimes it doesn't even know how to digest it, so it makes little packets. So you
Well,
got
it
the
will stop
fibroid.
digesting.
Yeah, you got the fibroids and you got the cyst because it makes little packets to put the waste in. It doesn't know what it is.
And that's the whole thing. That's the
Yeah,
whole thing. Yes, it doesn't understand. When your body doesn't understand what it's eating, it will create little fat pockets all over the place. I call it your junk drawer. Just like you have stuff in the kitchen and you don't
yeah,
know what to do with it, you put it in the junk drawer. Your body will do the same thing.
right.
So if your body recognizes that it's eating a carrot because it's made of the same things as this carrot, vitamin A and water and
Mm,
all the things, well, then your
yes.
body will take what it needs from that carrot and it will expel the rest through waste. But if it is eating, monosodium glutamate, right,
Mm,
MSG, right,
yeah,
if it's eating that and it doesn't, and I mean unnatural versions of it, like
yes,
in the thing that in the MSG that we cook with,
yes.
then your body is going to take that and it considers it a toxin. It doesn't know what it needs to do with it. And so it'll stick it on, and now you have, a saddlebag,
Yeah, you got something going on, and you
a
like, well,
muffin
why
top.
glioma or
Right.
something? something on your body, like, where did this come from? But it's storing it.
Exactly.
It doesn't know what to do with. And it's full of MSG, that Chinese food y'all eat,
Hmm.
that they don't even eat. So be careful about eating food that people cook that they won't even eat. Be careful.
Right. Come
They
on.
eat, they eat you eating yaka
Hmm.
meat and they eating vegetables.
Right.
It's
Uh-huh.
it's the truth. So we gotta
Right.
watch him and have clever choices and good choices for bodybuilding. Energy, but food should give you energy. You shouldn't want to sleep after you eat. That ain't
Exactly. That's not healthy.
sound.
That means that your body has been completely overtaxed and now you have a food hangover.
Ooh, I never
Your
heard that.
body, your liver is taxed. Your body can't process enough food. And so the itis means that your body is now basically passing out as if you had drank too much. It's the same thing.
You done read.
Your body cannot process all of the
You
stuff you're eating. So it needs to shut something down. And that's why it wants to go to sleep. So it could digest this stuff.
wow, you've renamed the itis to the food hangover. I never heard that. Wow.
Well,
Yeah,
it's just a food hangover.
yeah, because we call it the itis. That thing is a food hangover.
Mhm. That's exactly what it
Imagine
is.
what you feel after you drink and you have a hangover. So your
Mhm.
body's saying, wow.
It's doing the same exact thing. So it's shutting down so that it could process the substance that you have overdone it on. And a lot of the time, it doesn't have to be alcohol, it's sugar.
It
There
should.
is let me put it this way. There is more non-alcoholic fatty liver disease in the country than liver disease caused by alcoholism. And
That's
that
right.
is simply because of the ultra processed foods that we are so prone to eat and just so conditioned to eat and give
Never
our
tell you
children
about
at very young ages.
exactly. They will not tell you,
Right.
but it is the liver is affected more about how we eat than more the drinking, the cirrhosis, and the
Oh yeah.
fatty liver. Most of the time, it's just the food. The
It
liver
is.
is a processor. It's a filter,
And
and
you
and
gotta eat.
and you got to eat. So if you eat,
You
and
can't
that's why
stop.
you can't stop. If you stop, you gonna stop.
Right.
So the process is you better pick,
Gotta
choose,
learn how.
choose, choose responsibly. And so
Right.
Tamika, I just appreciate all of this information.
Thank
I'm so
you.
glad to have had you.
This is
You've been here an hour
beautiful.
and 17 minutes. I know it don't feel like
I
it.
have. Oh no.
I
See.
tell you, it doesn't feel like it goes so fast. It goes so fast. But you have definitely opened my eyes a little. I'm really a proponent of good eating. I don't want
Hmm.
any food hangovers. Um,
No.
Even vegans get food because we eat the wrong. Sometimes we eat the wrong stuff. A lot of vegans want to eat a
Mhm.
lot of pasta and a lot of rice, and you
And
eat
fries. I know
and
them.
oh
Say that.
that part, and
Yeah.
we got to watch it. And I don't eat them often, but once in a while. But you shouldn't eat them.
Right.
And
Well, you
so
can make your own, and you can
make
have
your
them. But
own
go
now.
ahead.
Yeah, I started
Hmm.
making like sweet potato fries.
Yes.
So I don't have to, it's not sweet and I don't have to put a condiment on it. And I don't
Right.
like ketchup is a devil too. It's full of sugar.
Yep.
Um, and we
Hmm.
love ketchup and we love soy sauce and we love
Hmm.
all these sauces got a Alfredo. That's why
Oh,
you got a muffin. All that.
exactly. Exactly. You got to make healthy sauces.
Healthy sauce.
You have to learn how. Hmm.
And we see men walking around here with titties. That's food, baby. That's diet.
Oh.
I'm being man boobs is food.
Yes, it is.
Women naturally have
It's
breasts.
hormonal imbalance.
Breast is fat because
Hmm.
of the food. When you lose weight, your breasts go bye bye. You know why? Because it's a
Right.
fat spot. It holds fat.
Hmm.
So
Hmm. Hmm.
I like
Hmm.
this right here. She said, "I'm hungry now, Ella."
See.
That's my girl right here. She's something else. And then she said, "Fries are good."
Wow.
And she said, "What can we eat?" I get it, sis.
I
Whole.
know.
Tell them what they can eat. That's what we leaving on. What can we eat?
Okay, so what I want you to do is if it is something that you cannot pronounce on a box of pasta or whatever, if there's stuff that you cannot pronounce, that's not something that you should necessarily be consuming, okay?
Yeah.
You do want to eat whole foods, meaning fruits and vegetables and things of that nature. Yes, if you are going to eat pastas and breads, you need to always eat whole grains, sprouted grain or sourdough. These are the
Mhm.
healthiest breads you're going to get. I know that not everybody's going to just go away from it.
Not
When you're
potato,
coming, hmm,
sourdough, because people say, "Oh, I eat potato bread."
not potato, no.
No,
If
that's
you look
horrible.
at that potato bread that you're
It's
talking about, that
full of
potato
sugar,
bread has like 1,800 ingredients in it.
and it's full of sugar.
Yeah, exactly. It's full of sugar. Now, it
Yeah.
is lower in sodium than a lot of bread because breads have a tendency to be a little higher in sodium. But that's
Hmm.
why you want to get nutrient dense bread such as sprouted grain or whole grain, because the more nutrient dense that your food is, the more it calms the things that, such as the sodium and the sugars and things like that. It lowers the glycemic index and it helps your body to process the natural sodium in the foods.
Yep. Yep.
It's
Yep.
natural sodium. Yeah, so there are things like that that you can eat.
Yep.
Um, you can have different snacks. You can definitely do nuts, things of that nature, nuts and fruit. Cut up an apple and squeeze a little bit of lemon juice on top. That is
Mhm.
a really, really good treat for kids too. You
Yeah.
know.
But
Hmm.
it's a process, sis. I'm telling my sister who's at it's a process. She wasn't
It
here at the
is,
beginning.
and go to my website and take a look at Let's Cook. Right,
Yeah,
there's some recipes right there.
yeah, yeah. And you have to be around folks who are changing too. Your environment
Hmm.
matters. If you're around a bunch of people eating steak, you liable will have a piece of steak.
Yeah.
Um, so you got to watch who you're sitting down to eat with because that's
Hmm.
important. You also have to go and somebody told me about the store. If it's in the middle, that's the big bag. On the edges is where you
There
want to
you
be.
go.
That's where the
That's where you
green.
want to be.
But when you go to that inside, big bags ain't number big bags.
Danger.
Man,
Danger.
danger. That's where all the boxes are. And that's where the warmers is. They make that other part cold. And you be like, oh, you want to run to them
Yep.
boxes. But I'm telling you, the big bags is in the middle. If you want a little
Yeah.
small, mediums, compact bag, you better come on to the edge.
Okay, big bats. Lord have mercy.
I'm telling you,
Yes.
it is because everything in the middle is boxes. The cereal, the
Yes, that's
cookies,
real.
it's all
Yes.
packages. But in the
Hmm.
outside, you see the greens, you see the fruits
Hmm.
and the vegetables, and also
Right.
watch them too because they have to. You want to have organic, but I'd rather you
Right.
have inorganic fruit than
Hmm.
having a sandwich, a potato bread sandwich. So
Right. And
you got to
please
start somewhere.
understand, to eat as healthy as your wallet. I know that everything is very expensive right now. I just wanted to make sure to put that out there as well, that
Yeah,
yes, it does cost, it can cost a bit to eat in a more healthy way.
yeah.
But you need to eat as healthy as your wallet can stand, okay, as your wallet can bear.
Well, she says it nicely, but it's always me who's gonna drop. We're gonna drop it like it's hot. Listen, I want to hear that, but no, eat with your wallet because let me tell you something. If you don't choose correctly, you're gonna pay either the store or you're gonna pay the doctor. Somebody
Hmm.
getting that cash. So I would
That's
tell you
true.
is pay more for your food, and
Hmm.
then you don't have to go to the doctor as much, or you don't get it sick because the doctor's
Hmm.
gonna be way more expensive than some organic turmeric or some organic ginger. Yes, it can be expensive, but I pay on the front end, so I don't have to pay on the
Hmm.
back. And so I want to because
That's absolutely right. But I'm talking to the ones who might have, some financial
I
challenges like
understand, but
EBT
they can
and things
still
of that
eat.
nature. But they
I
got to eat something. If sometimes they have to get like canned vegetables.
that's get it.
That's what I mean. So you
I'd
may
rather
have to
you get that
eat. I
than
need you to get canned vegetables so that you can have vegetables. I need this. You're right, because sometimes organic vegetables are just too expensive,
it's expensive.
and so you need to eat as much as your wallet can bear. And so we're still going to eat a vegetable, but it might be frozen, and it might be in a can. And
And it
now
can't.
we need to learn how to rinse it and take care of it. Yes, because not
Yeah.
everyone can afford to, go to Whole Foods,
And I
and
agree
they
with
still
that. I know
deserve
we
to
make
be able to eat as
allowances.
healthy as possible.
But I so agree, but I know that one thing about the African is we're creative and we find a way
Yes.
to do so much. We find a way to be fresh. We got the new
Oh,
Jordans.
yes.
If you can wear new Jordans, you can buy some food
Oh,
from
well,
home.
then you don't have a problem with
I
getting
mean,
some
even
decent
people
food.
who
That
don't
we're
have a
not
lot of
talking to
money,
them.
but
That's not who
even
we
the ones
talking
who
to.
don't have a lot of money, they dress well and they look good when they go
Mm,
out. They
I
find a
see.
way to present
Hmm.
themselves. So if you're going to
Right.
invest in clothing that is not helping you, you got to invest in something that will keep you in those clothes. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely.
I'm not
You're
nice like
right.
that. I don't want to hear it. Y'all go out, you do what you want. You do. I'm telling you, we
Hmm.
find the human finds a way to do what it wants to do.
You're absolutely right.
We
Oh,
save
yes.
money to travel. We go on Disney
Hmm.
cruise, can't afford it. We there with our children,
Hmm.
and we can't afford none of that. So we find
Hmm.
ways to spend money. And I'm not saying yes, people are going through a lot right now. Things are
Oh,
high,
yeah.
but we have
Hmm.
to find a way
You're
to
right.
really invest in our diet. If we
Hmm.
don't, that's the only thing that sustains us. People say, "Oh, you got to
That's
get away,"
real.
but if you're sick, you can't get away.
Right. You're
Because I got to
right.
go on vacation, but if you're sick, ain't no vacation. I promise you that.
Hmm.
When I was sick, I
Hmm.
couldn't get on a plane. They said you might die. You can't get on a plane.
Exactly. That's real. Hmm. Hmm.
That's real. And so, listen, I want you to give the final word. I need
Okay.
I need you to leave us with some inspiration. We need Tameka's jewel. Drop it.
You are worth the effort.
Ooh,
I want you to know that you are worth the effort. You are God's creation, and you have been put here to fulfill your own ministry, your own mission.
yeah.
And in order to do that, you need to be able to think clearly. You need to be able to move freely. You need to be able to be able to fight for your family and things of that nature. And the way that that happens is through self care. And culinary wellness is the way.
Tameka's jewel, you're worth it.
You're worth
Uh,
it.
Absolutely worth it. I am worth it. And I promise you, I'm going to make some changes. I want to lose 15 pounds.
Let's do it.
That's right. I'm going to lose that because it's never going to be 5, 6, and 130. Let me make you understand. It's definitely,
And it doesn't have to be.
it's definitely going to be better than where it is. That is it. So you have inspired me tonight, and I know
Good. I'm glad.
you inspired some of my listeners. I can see, especially
Oh,
Black
good.
women, because we got spaces where fat like to hang. We got hips, we got that
Okay.
budunky, we got that budunky.
Mm-hmm.
We
All
got
that.
these arms, these thighs. We have fat,
All that.
that whole fat that don't a lot of people might not have. So we got
Mhm.
to really look at that. Like some of us carry it really well, but we shouldn't be carrying it. And then
Right.
we look, and then our knees hurt, our ankles hurt because we're carrying excess fat,
Right.
unfortunately. So
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm going to do that. I'm challenging my audience. Listen, invest in yourself, and investing in yourself is
Absolutely.
self care, is food. Look at what you're eating and treat your body like a bank.
Mhm.
Bank some good stuff.
Mhm.
Like when you put your money, that you hard earned money, in a bank, you don't throw it in the street.
Mhm. Mm-mm.
You don't just throw your money in the street. So don't go just in the street and eat.
Mhm.
Put something in the bank that's going to give you a good withdrawal. That's all I got to
That's
say.
right.
And so,
All
like, I
right.
really appreciate this information, Tamekia. And
Thank you.
I want guys to please go on her website. Hit them up. Give them your information to get in touch with you.
It's Appetite for Change, appetite, the number 4change.com. And you can go to my contact page and you can book a discovery call if you want to chat with me. Personally, it's complimentary. It take about 20 minutes, half an hour, and you can ask me some questions and we can see if there's anything that we can do to help you, or we can send you on your way with just a little bit of advice. There's also some spices on the page and things of that nature. So, have fun, recipes, all the things.
I love it. I love it. Listen, you see it on the screen, www.appetiteforchange.com, right?
It's www. I'm sorry. It's HTTPS.
Oh, let's do it again. What's it? www dot
Mm-hmm.
app. Oh, she done left me. So I'm trying to get her website, guys, so you guys can really get in touch with her, because we got to change on eating, and this is what she does, and I want you guys to get in touch with her. I hope she comes back, but if she doesn't come back, oh, there she goes. So
Okay.
you came off the stage, so it's www.app.
It's HTTPS. TTPS, not www.
Oh, look at her. Lord, HTTPS, right? Okay.
Right. Colon //
Oh Lord, we got
I
to do it
know.
like it's on a computer. / Okay,
Hmm.
what is
Appetite, the number 4change.com.
it? Okay, because I want them to get it right, and I want your business to grow because nobody. I just think that we should go to each other and get help each
Hmm.
other. Pour into each other's businesses. That's better.
Perfect.
Perfectionist guys. So
Thank
please
you.
check her out. And my sister in California, she's already been on your website. She's so thorough. So she's already bought some husk, something she bought. We talked about. I gotta go see
Okay.
clay and husk. I gotta go see what that is. It sounds
Yeah.
real natural.
It's a recipe.
It was the recipe myself, real
It's a
natural.
recipe. Yes.
Okay, well, listen, Tamekia Lewis she's actually 9 of 10, but tonight she's going to be 8 of 10 because our number 8 is going to come up on Thursday. So that's Joe P. Carter, but we've had Tamekia Lewis tonight. We are in a BlackWomen History Month Series. It has been going on all March. From the beginning of March, we've done now, this is our 8th interview with Black women. So every week, we've had at least 2 Black women, and this week is 3. So I want you guys to tap in. We need you to like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're trying to raise this thing to 1,000 by June. And I can only do it with you. So please like, share, subscribe, send this to your family. We talked about health and wealth from a Black-centered perspective. You see that sister over there? She head wrapped up and she dropped some jewels tonight. And I need you guys to look at her business. It's on the screen. Check. You can book. You said a discovery call, right?
They can book a discovery call. Hmm.
Okay. So, and you can talk to her and find out what kind of plan that she can make for you, because we all need
Absolutely.
help. Sometimes we need help with it. And this is
Hmm.
her, it sounds like this is your lifestyle.
Oh, it's
Um,
my life.
yeah,
Hmm.
it's more than
Hmm.
a business for you. You do it every day. And so
Right.
this has been Tamekia Lewis on Black Box Radio. We appreciate you, sis. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
And I'm
Thank
going to,
you. I appreciate you.
you're welcome. I'm going to lay this information down with Monica so you guys can get in touch, give you her number.
Beautiful.
And we're
Thank
going to
you.
set up something maybe this summer where you come
Okay.
and we do something in person.
Hey, I love that. Let's do it.
Yeah, maybe we can have a little audience and we, have some food going on and a little
Yes,
music.
ma'am. I'm in.
You in?
I'm
Okay, well,
in. That's
I
up my
love that.
alley.
It's up the alley. I love that. So and maybe we can get Hotel California over here to come on this side of the world and come to
Okay.
the event. You heard that?
Mhm.
I definitely love that. So
Uh-huh.
So thank you for being a part of this series. We really
Thank you
appreciate
so much, sister. I appreciate you.
it. Yep. And guys, this is we're out of here actually. We're gone. We're gonna get some deuces and we'll be here tomorrow with Stacey Ann Taylor. She's a trademark attorney. So if
Hmm.
you have a business and if you need a trademark, she's my trademark attorney. I'm actually trademarking in the process right now. But I think it's very important because we gotta safeguard our stuff.
Hmm.
Everybody steals from the African. No more taking, baby. We got to take control of what we create. And so she is the attorney that does that, and she can do it in any state. So she'll be on tomorrow at 8 p.m. Come check out Stacey Ann Taylor. She's a lawyer, attorney in Atlanta, Georgia. But tonight we've had Appetite for Change, Tamekia Lewis. Thank you for coming through. We out of here. Let's get some deuces, Tamekia.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Don't go nowhere. Good night, guys. Y'all have a good night.